is Tammy. Welcome back to Shea Butter Adventures. Once again, I remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. Today, we're going to be going over a question that I get a lot in my Instagram DMs. You can Instagram me at Shea Butter Adventures. So, a lot of people are asking me, like, Tammy, do I do TOEFL or do I do IELTS? This is going to be a quick video, TOEFL versus IELTS. So, you will have to do an English proficiency exam. Even if you don't need it for the first stage of your process, you're going to need it for the other stage of your process 9 times out of 10. Only certain countries are exempted during like the first stage, but for that visa screen, you're going to need it. So IELTS or TOEFL? I say IELTS. Let's get into it and let's talk about why. So I say IELTS. And I did TOEFL, and I'm telling you, I say IELTS. I say IELTS because TOEFL is not hard. But so the biggest problem with English versus any English exam, IELTS versus TOEFL, is that you basically need to score a minimum amount on your English speaking section. So all of the exams do a writing, reading, listening, speaking. 4, right? Writing, listening, English speaking. So you probably not gonna have any problem, most of you, with writing, listening, and reading, right? But speaking is different. So speaking is like separate and apart. You need a special score just to pass. So you could pass all 3 of the other side I just said, but if you don't pass speaking, you fail the exam in terms of like moving to the US, right? So I'm moving to Canada, to be honest. So you need to get a certain score on speaking. I say IELTS because I did IELTS general when I was still planning on doing my NNAS and moving to Canada. I did my IELTS general exam. IELTS, you speak to the person like individual, like you talk to them. I scored pretty well. I think like it was like 29 out of 30 or something like that. Whatever it was out of 30, it was only like 1 or 2 points off from like the full score. But when you speaking to someone, I feel like it gives you a little bit more leeway. Like they really could like hear you and understand you. You don't have to shout. Like it's just a little bit easier. On TOEFL, you get these speaking prompts, and then you have to speak on the prompt, but you have to speak in like a microphone, right? That's not good because anything could go wrong with that microphone. If you're not loud enough, if you're not clear enough, if technology freaks out, you're at a loss, right? The passing score for TOEFL is, I think, like a 27, and I got a 26. No, that's dumb, Tommy. The passing score for TOEFL is a 26. I got a 27. So I barely passed TOEFL. Barely. And I feel like you could understand me. So if I could speak clear and okay English, why would I barely pass a speaking exam? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So for that reason alone, I always would take IELTS because with IELTS, it's like less pressure. You're not just speaking into a mic. With IELTS, you're speaking to someone just like this. Like you're talking, you're conversing, less pressure. And usually when I had my IELTS person, he was really nice, really personable, like no pressure at all. And I feel like that's the main difference between IELTS and TOEFL. So when people ask me, I'm like, if you could take IELTS, take IELTS. If you absolutely need to take TOEFL, take TOEFL. But I know some people who have failed TOEFL. Like personally, I've known some people who failed TOEFL and they speak just as good English as me and you, maybe even better. It's just that accent, like with me, especially when I do the videos, I try to like enunciate the words, which means the accent doesn't show out as much. And I'm pretty sure they did the same during their exam. But like, there's only so much you could do to like push down your accent when you're talking. So their accent, along with the fact that like I feel like non-US countries, we tend to speak a little bit faster. I feel like that combined with like microphones, combined with your accent, it really causes your score to tend to go down. So I always push IELTS academic over TOEFL, always. And I did the TOEFL. The other parts of the exams, TOEFL and IELTS were not bad. The reading, the listening, the whatever the other one is, it's not that bad. But that speaking part, if only for speaking alone, I would always recommend IELTS. Always, always, always. Once again, my name is Tammy. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, queries, ideas, message me on Instagram. I am on Instagram at ShayButAdventures, and I'm on TikTok at ShayButAdventures25. I do reply to my Instagram messages. I get a bunch of messages from you guys, and that is how I get these video ideas randomly, what I don't already have. So let me know. Holla at me. What is it? Jungle Beats? Jungle Beats. Holla at me. Happy venturing.